and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. Today is November 23rd. I'm Whack Whack Attack, and I've got this new mic thingy, which means the sound quality should be even better than it has been recently. So thank you for the person who recommended that to me. Let's start now with this announcement from Joe. He says low-key announcement in trading. It says version 1.7.1 is basically done, going through final tests. Version 1.8 is basically done, also going through final tests. Yay, Lodestar. I have started working on solo staker migration, which is awesome. Watchtower proposal seems to be well received, and then there's a link to the DAO forum with that proposal that I talked about on Rocket Fuel a couple of days ago. He said I'm going to give it one more day for comments, then make a post about reward spec version 2, Waldorf and Pieter. If you have any follow-up questions to my responses in there, please post them up. And Val says, I'm good. And then Joe comes back and says, he says, oh yeah, so someone, Jay Staker asks him, is the reason why you have both version 1.7.1 and 1.8 at the ready because you feel, because once you fake out Geth and Lighthouse with version 1.7.1 and receive a point upgrade the following 24 hours, you can go ahead and release version 1.8 then? And Joe says, no, version 1.8 has been in beta for a long time. I've been keeping tabs on Lodestar's progress and Limbus's split node for a while. My hope is that we can get the Rocket Arb add-on into version 1.8. So I'm going to be talking about the Rocket Arb later, but let's talk about what this means here. So Lodestar is another consensus client. It's a new one. It's been around for a while, but post-merge, they've been working quite well. So I guess Joe thinks it's now time to add it to the smart node stack, which is really cool. Nimbus split mode will allow people who use Nimbus, like myself, to have fallback machines set up, because you can separate the execution and consensus clients on different machines, which is really great to see. So Joe, I think someone else explained that there was supposed to be a Besu update that he was waiting for before he pushed version 1.7.1. However, that update from Besu has been delayed until next week, it seems. So Joe just might go ahead and push 1.7. I guess it seems like he'll push it tonight. So I'll let you all know tomorrow, or I guess the day after, because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be recording an episode or not. So thank you, Joe, for letting us know what you're working on. As always, it's very appreciated. Next, we've got this really, really, really amazing thing that Fornax shared, and like I guess the community's been talking about all morning today, which is that the rETH premium on the secondary market is now 2.768%. I think it might be a bit higher or a bit lower right now because people have been kind of trading that premium, but it's really cool to see that the premium is so high, right? So what does this mean exactly, and why did this jump up so much from like the 1.3% it was for the last few days? Well, Noshua went digging and he found these Etherscan posts, these Etherscan transactions, and it seems like people are buying like thousands of rETH on the secondary market, which is really great, but also kind of like, it's like you're buying it now on the secondary market and like eating that percentage, which is basically 6 months worth of staking rewards that you're eating in premium, which is a whole lot of like a big amount to lose right away, pretty much, because there's no guarantee that the premium is going to exist in 6 months time, or even in a few months time potentially. So that is very, very curious about why they would buy so much in the secondary market, but I guess good for them if they want to do that. So now, what are the consequences of that? Well, Jasper released this tweet. Sorry, that's not loaded. Okay, it's loaded now. It says the premium for rETH is now nearly 3%. This opportunity means that new Rocket Pool validators can get an immediate 0.4 to 0.5 ETH. Read this thread before you stake anything. You don't want to miss out. We're seeing tons of node operators not use Rocket Arb and lose out. So what's happening is people don't know this exists, and they go to their command line interface on their node, and they just spin up a mini pool, and then that ARB that you could be taking, that nearly half an ETH, is going to a bot instead, and it's not cool, right? We want this to stay within the community, like it acts as an incentive to node operators. So please, 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 if you are thinking of spinning up a mini pool, if you know anyone who wants to start a mini pool, I implore you to use the Rocket ARB contract and like really make sure you take advantage of that, because otherwise you're wasting that ETH, right? It's going to a bot and instead of going to you. So what I did was I wrote a tweet last night where I'll just share that with you in a second. Just give me a second, let it load. I should have had it open from before. I wrote a tweet last night where I said, I'm imploring you, if you want to run a Rocket Pool mini pool, please use the Rocket App contract. By not doing that, you're costing yourself 0.2 to 0.3 ETH. Come to the community and we'll help you get it done. So me, I'm a total noob, and I'm very, very, very like beginner stages of being like a command or Linux expert. Like I'm not in the slightest. So Ramana was kind enough, he's the person who wrote the contract, was kind enough to walk me through the whole process step by step. And now that, you know, he's done that once, I could do that for myself again. And there's other people in the community who have much better understanding of how the contract works. So if you come into Discord and if you ask someone for help, there'll be more than a few people willing to help you step by step on the whole process. So please, please, please pay attention to that. Save yourself a lot of ETH, and yeah, please do that. Like don't make a mistake that other people are doing. So after my tweet, after Jasper's tweet, I guess a person here ran the contract, and Hans Gruber said, how much profit from launching a mini pool with the Rocket ARB right now after all gas costs? And Val said around 0.4 ETH. So if that premium goes higher still, then that will get like even higher. So that's really, really cool to see. So thank you for sharing that information, everyone, and please let everyone know that, you know, this is happening. So Maverick here he says, shameless request to help retweet the upcoming Twitter Spaces with Maker. Thank you. So then you go to Twitter, and here there's a space that's being advertised by the Oasis app, Oasis app people, and they're a Maker front end, and it says join us tomorrow, which is today at 7 p.m. UTC, which is in like 55 minutes. An hour and 55 minutes. And we'll talk about the new rETH vaults and what's coming next. We have poaps ready for attendees. So I've set the reminder for myself, and I'm going to be there, and I retweeted it, and come along and like hear about all the amazing things that Maker has planned for rETH, which is really cool to see. Okay, next we have this bit of news that came out of the community space yesterday. So when we had a chit chat on Friday last week, I asked the team, you know, hey, how are you guys getting around the geofencing that 1inch has? Because, okay, let me actually take a step back. So right now, the Rocket Pool website has a stake function that links directly to the Rocket Pool contracts themselves. 1inch, however, is a trading aggregator that finds the best route for your trades. And what they did was they incorporated the Rocket Pool contracts within their routing. So they will mint or burn rETH depending on what's coming into when it's most profitable. So it will either find a trade for you on the secondary market, or it will find a trade for you on the Rocket Pool's contract directly. Now, this is really awesome. This is a really, really great feature, and it just means that, you know, people will get the best deal when they're trying to get rETH. So the team was kind of like strongly encouraged by members of their community to replace the front end on the website with the front end from 1inch. Even though it might seem like, you know, you're favoring one protocol over another, but, you know, they've got the best product that's most useful for our community. So the team's been working on that recently, trying to integrate all that. However, on Friday, I was like, oh, how are you guys getting around 1inch's geofencing? So it turns out that they're not. And there was a little bit of sad news that came out of the community space yesterday, where they said that there's a sad story and there's geofencing and 1 inch on the front page. And Ken said, wait, why can't they just integrate the smart contract on and not the front end? And Nick explained that that's what they tried to do. However, they've got terms and conditions, and it's a murky legal area. It's a murky legal area where you'd be breaking their terms and conditions by linking straight to the contract instead of using like their front ends that are provided. It's more that it's against the terms of services. So it looks like that's not going to work. So I have a selection, an option here where you get asked the question. It says, are you from the United States or are you from elsewhere in the world? And then depending on what option the people click, they'll see a different version of that front end. It'll either take them to 1 inch or it will take them to just a regular staking pool that will say, oh, sorry, it's full. But I don't know how the team's going to get around it, but I think they're working on it, and they're going to try to figure out what's going to happen with that. So I hope we figure out a way to get past it soon. So next we have this comment from Zero that actually was yesterday, but then the discussion was taking place the day before yesterday also. So he says, I read something a few days ago and I think it might be a viable idea depending on how you look at it. Oh, sorry. Let me see what he's actually replying to. He's replying to the idea of making the deposit pool limitless, and because it's just like, there's a whole discussion. Let's see. So he says, it's easy to implement since it'll only be increasing the deposit pool to a larger amount. I'm on the edge, but cannot see a downside other than a lower APR for current rETH holders. So Zero's of the idea that have an unbounded deposit pool, let people put as much ETH in there as they want to get rETH, and then if the rewards rate starts to suffer, then people will burn it, and like it'll reduce the rate again. So it'll stay, like the market will decide itself. So Ramana said increasing deposit pool size does not seem good to me, and then Zero says why. We can change the deposit pool to unlimited, then allow for market forces to determine the price of rETH instead of hitting a cap. And then Val says this is why, and he links to a post that he made yesterday where he said, I don't like it. It breaks the node operator ARB loop, which incentivizes increasing supply when there's a mismatch. It replaces that loop with damaging rETH yield to decrease demand. The former encourages the creation of more validators, which increases protocol revenue. The latter doesn't increase protocol revenue. It may seem attractive to have more TVL, but if it's not working, if it's damaging existing rETH holders, which it doesn't help node operators as they already have an ETH match. Damages new node operators, there's no ARB. Damages RPL holders, no ARB, so fewer mini pools. Helps new short-term rETH holders, no premium outweighs lower rewards. Damages new long-term rETH holders, lower rewards outweigh premium. So it sees very small and badly aligned niche to try to serve this way. So that was the discussion from the day before. And then this discussion kind of goes on for quite a while, and a lot of other people got involved, like Noshua got involved, and Zero's fighting his side, and Fornax here was involved too. And it's an interesting discussion that is kind of like, it's kind of capturing the community's imagination. So, I recommend that if you want, you can go and give this a read. My personal opinion is that we should be increasing the size of the deposit pool soon, but I feel like it'll get full up really quickly, and then we'll be back to this arbing situation. Once mini pools, less ETH bonded mini pools go live, hopefully we won't have this issue for a while, but for the foreseeable, there's not really a good way to avoid it, I think. So yeah, let's have a look at this next. So Butter shared this screenshot of a new interface for the Beacon Chain website. As for those of you who don't know, the Beacon Chain website is what almost the vast majority of stakers use to kind of monitor the performance of their node, to see if everything's attesting, to see if they've got any missed attestations, if their validator is down or anything like that. So this new interface kind of like looks pretty good, it looks pretty. So that's just a little leak of an image, and it's just a possible dashboard design. It's not guaranteed yet, of course, so I just thought I'd share that with you so you can have a look at it. Okay, next we have this comment from Zero who says, if you're looking to attend ETH Denver, please fill this out. And there's a link to a Google form where you share your Discord handle and also share information about like when you want to get there, what kind of accommodation you want, what kind of like are you willing to share with other people in the community, etc., etc. And then if you go to the ETH Denver page here, then there's a lot of discussion around those pieces of information, and people are kind of like trying to figure things out, like where the good flights are, where good accommodation is, what kind of different sharing systems they have. There's a lot of really, really good information in here from people who are either going or who have gone in previous years. So make sure you check that out, because I think it's a really good tool for anyone who's even curious about going to ETH Denver in March, which I am. Finally, we have this comment, this post from Iceland Calling. So a few days ago, the POAP team launched a canvas because they're trying to like figure some things out with their canvassing, I guess, their canvas art stuff. So Iceland Calling here has been drawing in that, and he has drawn a rocket fuel supporter POAP in there, and also the Rocket Pool's 1 year anniversary POAP that Fizz released a few days ago. So that's really cool that he's doing that. It's looking really good. Like the resolution on this work is like fantastic. So I'm not sure exactly how he's doing it, but yeah, that looks really, really good. So good job, Iceland Calling. On that note, I'm going to finish today's episode, and I'm still torn about whether there'll be an episode tomorrow on Friday. But I think there will be, but just like short episodes. And yeah, remember that there's a POAP for anyone who sources information to me. That'll be a monthly POAP, so you can really help me a lot tomorrow by just sharing some links with me in the Rocket Fuel thread on Discord, and then that will make making an episode tomorrow a lot easier for me. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and enjoy the holidays if you're in the US. And I'll see you all either tomorrow or on Monday. Bye.